Beginning in about 1873, hotels and a lot of beachfront amusements started building up around the Rye beaches. Prior to that time, this area had really been farmland. But around 1873, after the railroad came in, Rye was considered a destination, a summer destination, and beachfront hotels and amusements started to build up there. The first hotel was built in 1873, and then several hotels followed. Their amusements were things like rides, there were games of chance, there was music that they would have there, and it was all very broken up. You might have a beautiful hotel next to a bathhouse, next to an amusement ride. There was no place for parking or anything down there because all these things had been built before the advent of the automobile, and people used to come to the beaches by train and trolley. Now they were coming by car, but very, very popular. In 1907, the Rye Chronicle reported that 30,000 people visited the Rye beaches on July 4th. When Westchester County built Playland in 1927, they did it after considering what the county wanted on that piece of property for several years. In fact, county park commissioners traveled around the country to amusement parks and other places of recreation all around the east of the Mississippi. And their goal was to try and design an amusement park that would attract families. They wanted to build something that would be appealing to families, and they felt that the beachfront amusements that were down at the water were no longer appealing to families. But they also hoped that Playland would be a year-round destination, and their long-term goals included some year-round recreation opportunities for county residents. Among the things that were planned were things like ball fields and year-round stores and restaurants that would be open year-round to attract county residents. I want to be clear that one of the things that the county took very seriously when they built Playland was that they pay high attention to detail. They hired one of the best architects to design the Art Deco buildings at Playland. The architectural firm was called Walker and Gillette, and they were renowned at the time for their architecture. They hired a landscape designer who was also renowned at the time. He designed the landscape for the 1939 World's Fair and the globe that was in the 1964 World's Fair. So they wanted to hire the best so that everything that was there would be of a quality that families and residents would want to come down there to the amusement park and enjoy the park. Playland is a National Historic Landmark. It's a rare status conferred on buildings and sites that have national significance that are important to the national trends, not just local trends. So it's fairly significant that it received that status. What's interesting about the Playland dialogue today is that it seems that the county has an opportunity to take a look at Playland the same way the Westchester County Parks Department did in the 1920s when it was looking at public access to the waterfront. I think the county has the opportunity here to, as they re-examine Playland, to think about what Westchester County residents are looking for recreation. But it's very important to the Historical Society that whatever the county do, it's sensitive to the history of the place, and that whatever experience the county wants park residents or the county residents and park goers to have going forward, that experience will be much richer if they also have the history of what was there before. And it's really important that history remain there, because that history does make people recall an earlier time, and all those buildings and the park plan can be reused for purposes that suit residents today. And we would really like to see people continue to use the waterfront, but with the respect for the history of what was there before.